Hi, Gaye DeRusso with Majestic Rider. So I'm going to show you another exercise. We're on a roll today. So this is a great exercise to do with mares, especially if they're kickers, or just horses that kick, or horses that don't like horses running up behind them. What I'm going to do is take Copper here, and I'm going to lunge him behind Tilly, but far enough away that if she does kick out, she will not hit him. So be clear with that. Stay far enough away that that horse cannot pull back and kick the other horse. And what I'm going to do is lunge him behind her back and forth. She's not probably going to kick him at all. But if your horse was a kicker, what I would do is lunge and keep lunging the horse behind the other horse. Once it stops kicking, which might be 20 times or 100 times, take the other horse away and rest the horse that was kicking. Okay, so you're rewarding it for doing the right thing by taking the horse away. They're so used to kicking and having the other horse go away that that's stuck in their brain. So what you're trying to do is reverse the psychology and tell them, I'll take the horse away when you're not kicking, but when you're kicking, the horse stays behind you. Okay, and that's the problem with a lot of horses that kick, is people do the wrong thing. The horse is a kicker, so they make everybody stay away from it. Now, you don't want to kick anybody else's horse, so you got to work on this on your own time and get your horse better, and then still put a red bow in their tail so people know to be careful. But start getting after your horse and making it harder for them to want to kick, because it makes the situation worse for them in the end. So I'm just going to lunge them back and forth. You'll see her pin her ears and do some things, but you're going to try and keep doing that, and then bring the horse away when they're actually show you that they're being good and don't care so much. And then again, when they are kicking and doing things, just keep that other horse over there, but far enough away they can't get kicked. Girl, Tilly. Good girl. Such a good girl. Yeah. One more time. Trot. Up. Now Tilly's, she's watching. She can get jealous, but I don't care. Okay? All the horses need to get their attention from me. So this is good, to do with jealous horses, because they can't beat up on the other horse while you're giving it love. They just have to learn, like, hey, he gets love, I get love. It all goes around. And it's good for him to do this, and it's good for her to do this. So I think it's a great exercise to do with mares. You'll also see the horse's bubble. Each horse has a bubble around it, like its safety area. And so if you don't get in that bubble, a lot of times they won't kick. But if you get an inch into that bubble, that's when the horse starts getting upset. So it allows you also to see how big is that horse's bubble. So that way when you're riding, you're like, hey, just stay 3 feet from me, because if you're 3 feet from me, my horse won't kick. But if you get in 2 feet, she or he gets very agitated and they might kick out. Now, if that person still wants to get in your space, there's not much you can do about it, except give your horse jobs. And if they are kicking out, try to push their hindquarter sideways and keep it away from that other horse. I'd like nothing more than someone to ride up my horse's butt if it was a kicker, so I could practice pushing that horse over. You know, I don't want their horse to get kicked, but of course you want horses to practice with. And sometimes the person behind you needs to learn a lesson because they won't listen to you. You know, you're like, my horse is a kicker, and they're like, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, here we go. So again, if horses ride up their butt all the time, will they stop kicking? In time they will, because it doesn't make the other horse go away, so why bother kicking? But if every time they kick, you take that horse away or move further back, then they keep kicking. Does that make sense to you? Because they got rewarded by getting the other horse away from them. So when you have a horse with bad behavior, a kicker, a biter, something like that, again, they do those things usually to get the other horses or people away from them. But if they do those things and the people and horses don't move away from them, they usually stop doing it. So just remember that in your back of your head. You want to do it safely. You want to tell the people around you. And again, these are my own horses, so it's nice that I can practice with them. So if one kicks the other, they're my horses. It's not horses in training. So you just got to be careful how close you take him. So I took him a little bit closer than if I had that horse in training over here doing it. I would have kept it farther away from Tilly, knowing, you know, she just might kick it. I don't want that horse to get hurt. So I don't want him to get hurt either. But again, he's mine, and she doesn't have shoes on the back, so I know she doesn't kick him hard. She just kicks out as a warning. But you saw how close he got to her, and all she did was pin her ears, and she's like, Mama's up to something. And I know if I don't behave, she's going to give me worse jobs to do. Look at her face over there. So she's a great horse. She's come a long way. And you need some horses that do bad things so I can make training videos like this. So I don't mind it at all, because if all the horses are good, I'd have nothing to show you, would I? So all these ones that come in training with issues, you know, I get to do all this stuff with and make them better horses, right? And this is Copper, who's now going to sleep. All right, keep making your horses better out there.